talking about in Pallades and Job in the book of Amos is basically talking about the 7 ruling planets. Okay? It correlates with the 7 seals, the 7 trumpet sounds, the 7 churches of Asia. The number 7 is recorded in the Old and New Testament 360 times. All right. This is a parable. The number 7 is recorded in the Old Testament and New Testament 360 times. Okay? The preamble of the Constitution has 52 words. 5 plus 2 is 7. There are 7 articles in the Constitution. 7 is the number that this planet vibrates on. You have 7 chakras. All right? Because the whole book of Job is about the number 7. So I can show you what he's talking about in these scriptures and what they mean. I have to write it backwards because that's how I remember it. These are the days of the week. Are you aware of the 7 days of the week? Okay, you know the etymology of that. This right here where Saturn, this is the first Pallades stars, which is called the gate of God. And this is called the gates of men. Okay? There's this thing called, when you ask your soul to come back into the flesh, you ask the universe for permission to get a physical body. Everybody's soul enters through Saturn, which is discipline. Okay, that's why they call it the gates of God. The gates of God and the gates of men is the tropic, the common name is the Tropic of Capricorn and Cancer. Or the solstices. Or known as the solstices. Capricorn and Cancer. This is the winter solstice. And this is the summer. Yes, each one is a gate.
Okay.
And in the book of Genesis, it's called the ladder of Jacob, Jacob's ladder.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. These 7 represents what we call, the first thing is Jacob's ladder, which is the 7 ruling planets, and then it's the Hermetic principles. I'm going to just get the information up here, and then I'm more focused on not informing you, but whatever I give you to transform you. How when you leave here tonight, you can take what I learned and apply it to your life when you walk out this door. I try to make all my classes like that. Okay? It will change your life. Start on your solar return day or your birthday. Every 52 days, okay, is a cycle. Every 52 days is a cycle. Okay, the first 52 days of your life is called your opportunity cycle. And that cycle deals with your character and your reputation. During the first 52 days after your birthday, that's what you're going to work on. However, it gets tricky. In Black Laws, are you familiar with Black Laws Dictionary? Okay, well, you have Abdullah, you got to be. In Black Laws Dictionary, editions 1 through 4, character and reputation is a part of your moral obligation, or what is called jurisprudence. Okay, when you come into yourself and you know your name and nationality, you can sue somebody for defamation of character. But if you're not nationalized, you can't sue no one for defamation of character because you have an identity, so to speak. Okay? And that's what the real book of Job is really about. That's why we suffer, because we don't know who we are. That's why Job suffered. That's why everything was taken, but in the end, everything was given back when he went from the gate of men to the gate of God. Okay? And, it's really interesting. The Bible says a lot. Not what, if you don't mind me saying, most pulpit entertainers say, but you can get a good message out of it if you know etymology. You can't get it without it. So I'm just showing you the importance of etymology. Okay? Now, I'm not for or against any particular religion, because I can also break this down in the Quran, the Torah, the Rig Veda as well. But however, I do the Old and New Testament because most people are Christian that I come in contact with in Delaware. And I want them to see this is not abomination, divination, and the work of the devil. The only work is the spelling that they do with that pen and that cursive writing. That's the curse and the spell. It's called grammar. And that's one of the liberal arts. And astronomy is one of those liberal arts. Okay? Now, when you're in the first 52 days of your cycle, which is your opportunity cycle, not only is your character and reputation, that is the point where you want to get out there amongst people in high positions. When you want to be recognized. During that period, more people are like to be drawn towards you when you have something powerful to say. Okay?
Is that 52 days before your birthday?
No, starting on your Earth Day, 52 days. Okay, so your Earth Day would be 1. Okay? Because okay? And then on the 365th day is the actual start of your next birthday. You got to keep in mind, a parable deals with measurements. Okay? And our calendar system is off by 18 years and a fraction. Okay? But if you go look back at Job, if you want to know what this is, this will be the vernal equinox, or spring. And during this period, the vernal equinox was entering Taurus and transiting from Aries. Okay? Okay? This is the closest chronology that they say, but somewhere along the line I know it's much older. But we're just going to go with that for now. Because in 1944, all of that changed when they started using the atomic clock. And then they added wartime, and then you started springing forward and springing backwards. And then in 2008, before Bush left office, he wrote an executive order to change daylight saving times to November 1st. Did y'all notice that?
Yes.
You didn't notice that? It used to be in September. Now it's in November. See, he changed time again so that you can't be aligned with the planets. And you can't get your chakras aligned. So all the yoga you're doing, all the breathing is for naught if you don't know what time it is. And this will get you back in tune with the cycles of nature, because that is what time is created from, the cycles of nature. So don't go by that clock. If you see the clock, it has 12, which is the 12 zodiac signs. However, go by your cycles, okay? Because it's very, very serious, because we're in the middle of a spiritual warfare. First they took our bodies, then they took our minds, now they're coming after our soul. It's serious. And this can get you back on track, okay? Because you'll be in tune with the Most High, you know. And what is so interesting about this, because in the book, in the New Testament, this parable corresponds, it says comparison. That's what a parable does. So anytime you have any scriptures and they call it a parable, it has to correspond with something. It needs another scripture to compare it with.
Right.
The scripture that this goes with is, in my Father's house there are many mansions. Okay? It's the grand architect of the universe who built her house without tools, eternal. And they said that in order for us to remember of her existence, she created letters and numbers. That's how the Greek translated. I am what I am, therefore I am. That's what that means. It's a little Masonic code. Okay? Then the comparison with Amos 5:8 goes with 1 Kings, and it's 7:11 through 14. When it goes, I'm a son of a widow from the house of Naphtali. And Naphtali is Virgo. So now you understand where the son of a widow comes from. Okay, it's in the book of Kings. But you need all of this in order to get to that. You know,
I am the son of a widow.
I'm a son of a widow from the tribe of Naphtali. Naphtali just means Virgo. It's an Akkadian word. The next one, well, let me finish with the sun cycle. In that sun cycle, like I said, it's about your character and reputation. Please look up character and reputation in law. Not just what the regular dictionary say, but how it pertains to the law. Because I tell people in my class, if you say something about me that's not true, I am a nationalized Moor and I will sue you. So you better get your morals straight. You know, because Noble Drew Ali said that our thoughts, our words, and our hands should never bring harm to another. And that's what character and reputation is all about. You know, because I work hard to build my character and my reputation. And I don't want to destroy it. You know. So it's about being a humanitarian. You know, like I tell people, you know, the only helping hand you're going to get is at the end of your wrist. You know, and that's how you build your character, by doing for yourself first. It's called self-preservation. Okay, and that's what the sun is about. Because it doesn't ask you, can it come out every day? But it preserves you, correct? All right. Can't exist without it, correct? All right. The next one is the moon. Now, this is a very, very tricky thing. Is everybody familiar with their zodiac chart? Have everybody? Sort of? Okay, you never had a chart done? All right. Well, when you get your chart done, this will make more sense, you know, to you later on. But it corresponds with your astrological chart because everybody was born with instructions. Okay? You made a contract with the universe. And that contract, you promised to the universe you was going to learn a lesson and teach a lesson. If you don't do it, you're coming back. My thing is, I'm trying to teach everybody about our ancient science, so we ain't got to come back to this. And the ones we leave behind, we can leave this behind so they don't have to come back. You know, that's uplifting for all of humanity. You know. The moon sign, your moon sign deals with your emotional security. This is what you inherit from your mother while you're in the womb. Whatever your mother was going through for the 9 months she carried you, it is embedded in your DNA. Because, believe it or not, in every ancient mystery school, okay, the child was brought here to teach their parents something. So say if you're a Virgo, you was here to teach your parents how to be more perfectionists, how to complete things, okay? Aries was to teach their parents how to stand up, have a spine, don't let nobody push over on you. Taurus was about possession. You know, you ain't got to be broke. You really don't. You got intelligence. Come on, Mom. Man, you all that creativity, imagination, and you say you ain't got no money, you can create money with your mind. You know what I mean? Gemini teaches their parents to communicate, because most likely when they created that child, they did not know how to communicate. That's what Gemini's here for. I feel sorry for them. That's where I am. I'm getting there. Yeah, we're scary. No, no, we're not. Leo basically teaches people how to shine. The world is a stage, and I'm playing every part. Okay? Virgo, I went over that. Libra is more so, you've been unfair to me, and I'm going to teach you that you won't give me justice. You won't respect me. See, Libra, that's one thing about Libras. They demand respect, even when they don't deserve it. You know? When we move on to Scorpio, Scorpio is about destruction and rebirth. They're what you call cleaning out, spring cleaning. Look, you ain't used it in 7 years, throw that mess away. What is wrong with you? This is too much clutter. Can't breathe. And if you don't get it out in time, you come home and your house is empty and everything on the curb. They don't hold on, you know, because my mom's a Scorpio. And she wake us up in the middle of the night. It's like, if you can't carry it on your back, it ain't going. We moving. So I lived it. You know, when we did a lot of moving. And, you know, she's like, we can start over. They got resale stores in every state. They got Goodwills all over. We can start over. Because she never believed in packing. She's like, and anyway, whoever move in this house, they might need it. She always left something behind. That's one thing I love about Scorpios. They're not greedy. They don't eat. They won't even eat all the food on their plate. Because somebody else might come in 10 minutes later and be hungry. You know, I learned a lot from them as well. Sagittarius. Oh, those dear philosophers. Sagittarius is a beautiful sign, but they philosophize a little bit too much for me. You know, I mean, they use reason and logic, you know what I mean? And they are the opposite of Gemini, you know. But however, when they're not conscious, Sagittarius can be deadly because the centaur with the bow,
Yes, indeed.
their words cut and sting, you know. And you'd be like, dang, what did I do to you? Did you really have to say it? But really what they're saying is good for you. But I didn't need that right now. Don't you see? I'm already doing bad. You know, but what I love about Sagittarius, their thing is, it's not about the fall. It's how you get back up. And that's what that teaches you. Okay? Capricorn. Capricorn's whole thing, they're the solitary ones. They stick to themselves. They're your organizers. They don't want to be in the forefront. But they know how to do everything and they know every damn thing.
Ain't that the truth? Ain't that what is over here?
That's why if you want to be a good friend to a Capricorn, buy them a book. You know, music and books is their thing. And they're often assumed to be non-emotional. They're not non-emotional. They just take life serious and don't feel like crying over the small stuff. Keep it moving. Okay? Somebody die every day. Keep it going. I'm still here. Oh, I'm sorry you lost your mom, but look, hey, I'm still here. My children's still here. I got to keep it moving for the living. You know, and then sometimes we get a bad reputation for that.
Yeah.
Because they be like, you don't care, you don't like nobody. Nah, I'm just saying. For real, I got my own problems. You know, and Capricorns is very abrasive about it at times. You know, but we mean it from our heart. We really do. We really do. Aquarius. I just look at Aquarius as, man, what am I doing here? You know, they're like, you know, that's the best way. I mean, because it's the water bearer, and a lot of people think it's a water sign, and it's not. It's an air sign. You know, but they're like, what the?
Actually, it's electricity.
Yes, it's electricity. And they will use it, won't they?
Yes.
You know. So being around Aquarius, I like that because sometimes when I get in my indolent stages where my confidence level go down, like especially if I'm writing a book, and I'll be like, ain't nobody gonna read this. I have my Aquarius friends that I can call that'll zap the energy in me and I get right back up and my confidence built up. So that's why I have Aquarius around me when I'm in my writing stages. Because they're honest, they tell you the truth. They be like, that sucks. Okay. You know, they won't say, well, you know, that's good. You know, just because they're my friend. They are honest, and that's one thing I love. Aquariuses really don't lie. You know, and if they tell a lie, you can best believe it was done to save their life or yours. It's survival. Basically, the last but not least, Pisces. Okay? I didn't, yeah, I did Leo. Oh, I'm sorry. I know, but, because that rules the moon. Okay? Okay? Pisces. Basically, Pisces like, dang, when y'all gonna get it? I mean, dang, how many times are you gonna repeat this? When are you gonna get it? See, 1 + 1 is 3. Man plus woman is child. When you gonna get it? Because we still saying 1 + 1 is 2. Pisces like, no, it ain't not the last time I checked. Because I'm a woman, that's my man, and we got a child. 1, 2, 3. When y'all gonna get it? Get back in tune with nature. That's the Trinity. See, that's what Pisces is about. They get into their spiritual and they stay in their imagination a little bit too much. A little bit too much. Because sometimes their imagination and creativity hurts them and hinders them from accomplishing things on this carnal planet. Because they're so far up there. You have to bring them back down. They're like a balloon. You got to tie them down sometime. Because they get up there and they don't want to come down. They really got to learn how to balance the divine and below, above and below. You know, that's why Pisces have to be around other water signs, Cancers and Scorpio, as well as earth signs, because earth accepts water.
Right.
Okay, so Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces has to be around a Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn in order to stay balanced. If they don't have those elements in their life, they're unstable as water. You know, Cancer, ruled by the moon. Whew, those emotions. The moon rules everything. All things consistent of water. This is a water planet called Earth. Your body's mostly water. Water is the most powerful element, not on the planet, in all the galaxies. I mean, it's a solid, it's a liquid gas. You can boil it, you can freeze it. You can do so many different things with water and it still come back to its natural state. Okay? The most powerful thing about water and the moon is because 777,777,777 sperm came out of your father's sac when he ejaculated, and you made it. You made it. You made it. Okay, that's all controlled by the moon. Okay, that's what a parable of Pleiades is really all about. That's what Job was talking about. And if you read Job and how he lost his children, each one is assigned to a planet. And in Revelations, the rebirth of those 7 planets or those 7 gates is called the 7 churches of Asia. In Revelations. And when you got it right, in Revelations, Jesus is standing there with 7 stars in his right hand, getting his swagger on, leaning. It's like, come on, babies. You in the gates of God's. Come on home.
All right, yeah.
That's what all of the twirling of the stars are, is in Revelation. Don't get spooked out. It just means your chakras align. You went from your lower self to your higher self. You had DNA explosion. Your pineal gland said, pop. Okay? It's just getting in tune with who you are. That's all it means. And that corresponds with chapter 25 of the Circle 7. Because 2 + 5 is 7. Okay? Now, with the moon, you know, have you heard all of the hoopla about the moon lately? Now, I'm trying to figure out how they saying this is a new discovery when it's written on the temples in Peru. It's written on the temples in India, Hindustan. It's written on the temples in Brazil. How is that new? I mean,
It's new to them.
okay. Just like they tell us Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto is new. But it's proof that the Babylonians knew.